Nick, what I'd like you to do is place a comma between dies and the. You missed that comma. Between queen bee dies and the rest. So between dies and the. Comma. Can somebody tell me why I did that? Close. It's not quite. And Joey, I can understand where you go with that. Christy? It's not quite. Hold on. Let me show you why. What's the definition of a phrase?
A group of words that don't have a noun or a verb.
Thank you. Abby, say that louder.
A group of words that don't have a noun or a verb.
They're missing one of those. Check out this introductory phrase. It's got noun phrases, right? And prepositions. There's no verb in there. That makes it a phrase.
That's both.
Which means it's a clause. How many sentences do we have in this sentence? Two. You have two clauses in this sentence. One is subordinate, one's independent. Once again, we'll get into that later. But what you need to know is that you have two noun-verb pairings. And that comma is the division point. So if I'm going to diagram, this is a complex sentence. If I will diagram a complex sentence, what do I need on my board?
Complex diagram.
Which would require what, Allie? Another thing. Yes, we call this thing the baseline. So I need another thing, another baseline. I will need two baselines because I have two subject-predicate pairings.
Will they connect?
They will, but I'll teach you that later. Okay, who wants to come on up and try the simple subject and predicate of both? All right, come on, Marissa.
Yeah, Marissa.
I got it for free when I go to class room.
Yeah. I took $20 off.
Nice. It is a mix of correct and incorrect. No, this is perfect, guys. That's what I want. I don't want perfect out of you. I don't want you to walk up there and diagram it perfectly. You know why? Because there's somebody sitting out there that doesn't understand why it's perfect. And if 4 people in this room control the diagramming and they're always doing it perfectly, guess what I'm knowing? 4 of you know it. What I like to see is mistakes and solving those mistakes. That helps teach people. So we see some mistakes here. Help me out with what Marissa has done properly. Faye. B and dies. Correct. So her first clause is correct. We've got B and dies. We're going to take this, group it, put it to the side. That one's pretty simple. Done. Now what is the mistake, Faye? Very good. Now that doesn't seem to make all that much sense, so let me explain. Take a look at the bees. In the second clause, the bees. Where is it? Christy, say that louder.
It's in a prepositional phrase.
It is part of a prepositional phrase. It's inside a prepositional phrase, so it cannot be the subject. Okay.
What's the prepositional phrase?
Preposition, yeah, of the bees. It's in a prepositional phrase, so it cannot be the subject. Understand this, please. If your noun phrase is inside a prepositional phrase, it's part of a prepositional phrase. And prepositional phrases are not subjects. So, if I told you all of the students walk to the store, what's my simple subject? All. It's okay. Of the students would be a prepositional phrase modifying all. That's going to drive you nuts at first, and Marissa's mistake is totally understandable because you're looking for a noun with content. Just as Allie was looking for a verb with content on the previous diagram. Yeah, you want a noun with content. Rest doesn't seem to make much sense. But what you must look at is the placement of the prepositional phrase of the bees. Treat that as one thing. It's not a noun. It's a prepositional phrase. And prepositional phrases are either adjectives or adverbs. So, no, rest works. Okay? One other little mistake with the verb.
Shouldn't it be will stop?
Yes. So remember your entire verb phrase. Will is a helping verb here. We want will stop. We want will stop. Joey, it's not oh my gosh. What you've got is you have helping verbs. Helping verbs are like will, may, have, is. She is, yeah, you could probably find a list in the Warreners. If it's a helping verb. Okay?
Why can't we put rest of the bees then?
I'm sorry?
Why can't we put rest of the bees?
Of the bees is a preposition.
You only place, hey, you only place nouns and verbs on the horizontal line. These are both verbs. In fact, will stop together is really one verb. That's why it goes on. You cannot put of the bees on here on the horizontal because of is a prepositional phrase. And prepositional phrases in their entirety act as adjectives and adverbs. They drop below. Marissa.
Is working not the verb?
Correct. Working is the thing that they are stopping. What are they stopping? They're stopping working. So working is actually acting as a direct object there. Seems kind of strange, but you're correct that working is not a verb. Nick.
For the first one with he and guys, would queen go underneath the...
Sure, come on up, Nick. Your thinking is correct, so let's place your thinking up there on the board. Abby, ask your question.
This might be a stupid question, but if you have a prepositional phrase, like, do you put it on a a diagonal line below, like what? Where do you put it? That's my question.
Below what it modifies, right? So whenever a prepositional phrase modifies something, like let's say the example, where'd my monkey go? Oh. Yeah, use your fingernail or your knuckle. Either of those will smoothly. So, the monkey in my hand. In my hand is a prepositional phrase modifying monkey. So that entire phrase is acting as an adjective modifying monkey. It's telling you which monkey. So if monkey were on the horizontal line, in my hand would drop below because it's modifying monkey.
So it can be a phrase on the diagram? Like, it doesn't have to be one word?
No, I'll show you how to do it in just a
Make
moment.
it bigger and then make it like...
I'm just going to copy it and paste it again. Is that okay? Or
You can do.
I can't write, so...
Sure, you can.
Write it bigger and then...
See, that's about as
That's
good as
fine.
it's gonna be.
Nick, that's fine. No worries. You missed one. A.
So, does it go on the same line with queen?
No, it goes parallel but not intersecting.
What color is the black marker? You never had
White. It doesn't matter. Hey, it does not matter. No, because both A and queen modify B equally. So it does not matter. Thank you, Nick. That's perfect. I'm sorry? No. If they're all dropping below like that, it does not matter the order in which they appear. Okay? Good. Brian?
Well, but you couldn't say queen A, B.
I understand. But in a diagram, all you're looking for is the relationship between A and B and the relationship between queen and B. You're not looking at the relationship between queen and A.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the relationship between queen and A is not at stake here, so you could reverse them. Doesn't matter. What matters is the relationship between A and B, and you've created that relationship by dropping it down here. And same thing with queen and B. So this placement is irrelevant. Does that make sense? Okay.